What method should you use when exporting your Word document to a PDF? If you go to the File menu and choose Save as Adobe PDF, or choose Export and then create Adobe PDF, you'll get the same result. But if you choose Save as or Save a Copy and then select the PDF format, you'll get something different. For consistency in this video, I'll call the Save as Adobe PDF and Export options Export and the other Save as. Of course, if you work at WSSB and you don't have Acrobat Pro available, you can just send me the Word document and let me know that you want it finalized as a PDF. Let's look at the pros and cons of each method. I've made a little table for myself that I reference whenever I'm working from a Word document, but you may want to make your own decision tree based on your preferences when remediating a PDF. There will be at least one thing to fix either way, but you can decide which fixes you want to deal with. If you've taken the step of defining the title in your document info, this will be transferred into the document's metadata no matter which method you selected. However, the display doc title entry is only set if you use Save As. This is an easy problem to fix in Acrobat by running the standard accessibility check, but it is an extra step. Conversely, the Save As method will not embed all your fonts into the saved PDF. This will not be flagged by the standard accessibility check, but is flagged by PAC. It can be addressed in Acrobat with the pre-flight fix-up Embed Fonts. Save As is the only method with the document root tag, which is correct. This is a very easy thing to fix in Acrobat by opening the properties of the root tag and changing the type to document. If you run your exported PDF through PAC, it will remind you to fix the document flag. The better argument in favor of the Save As method is list tagging. A correctly tagged bulleted list should have each bullet character inside of a label tag, instead of including it in the list body tag. If your document has a lot of lists, manually retagging all of your bullets as labels after export can be seriously time-consuming. This issue will not be flagged by either the standard accessibility check or PAC, so it's something you'll need to remember to fix without automated reminders. This is especially important if you're using a non-standard bullet character. As the pre-flight fix-up set labels in unordered lists to generic bullet character will only function if the bullet is inside of the label tag. The elements in your document that may make you want to choose export are links and images. The PDF UA standard requires links to have alt text, and if you wrote screen tips for your links in Word, those will transfer to the alt text of the link tag in your PDF only if you use export. This means that with Save As, you will need to manually type your alt text in on each link after export. So if your document is primarily a list of resource links, you have to decide between manually adding alt text to each link or manually tagging each bullet on your list. The problem that can be harder to fix with the Save As method is figure tags without bounding boxes, which is an error that will be flagged by PAC. Sometimes this is as easy as opening the Read Order window, drawing a box around your image, and selecting Figure to create a new tag with the necessary attributes. Doing this will strip your alt text and you will need to put it back in. Unfortunately, sometimes this causes the image to change size and move to another spot on the page. So, if you're using the Save As method, it's good to start your remediation with your figures and see how they behave. Sometimes, if I have a list-heavy document with a small number of images, I will export both versions and briefly combine them so I can copy the well-behaved image from the export version into the Save As document page, then delete the duplicate pages. Aren't PDFs great? If your document includes a table, no matter which method you use, you will have to set the header scopes. If your table has any background colors, you may have to reconcile some issues where these have been included in the tags and marked as artifacts. Those are all of the considerations that I've found for choosing between PDF generation options in Word. If you use Save As, start by checking your figure tags. If they aren't salvageable, you might want to switch gears and use Export. Then add alt text to your links. Run the Embed Fonts fix-up in pre-flight. If you use Save as Adobe PDF or Export, run the accessibility checker to fix the display doc title flag. Change that root section tag to document. Add label tags to your list bullets, if any. With either method, set the scopes of the header cells in your tables and run the pre-flight fix-up to set the PDF UA entry. Run your document through PAC to make sure you caught everything before publishing.